Hey there guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video I wanted to showcase a team that brought me from number 146 on the leaderboards to number 4 on the leaderboards. A team being led by Whimsicott. Whimsicott really does good against like the dragons, the fighters, the waters. You'll commonly find them on the same team, so it's an amazing core breaker. And then the other two being Shadow Polyrath and Shadow Typhlosion. So if you take a look, it's kind of weak to like a Mantine or a Gligar lead. I think it's worse than it looks worse than it actually is. I mean, I played 2 Gligar leads and I won one of them. So, and clearly, you know, something's going right. I got number 4 on the leaderboards with it. So this is a little bit weak. It's a little bit like ABA, you know, but totally playable. Now this team worked really well with the elo that I was in. If you guys are lower elo, you might see more Gligar leads and Mantine leads. Not that they're not playable, but I just remember seeing on my Ferrothorn video of the Summer Cup how I was weak to fire, and a lot of other people were playing fire where I didn't see much. So you have to kind of see how the meta is in your elo range. If you guys enjoy this type of content, don't forget to leave a like, and let's get into the battles. Now this is actually a substitute game. I forgot to record game 1, but we lead Lantern into a Skarmory. Then we save swap our Polyrath. He is answered with a Lantern. Now Polyrath is just such a good save swap. I mean, even against a Lantern answer, right? If I landed that Scald, I had the chance to shield and then take switch there. So he pretty much has to shield that if he wants to guarantee he keeps switch. He does. Could have probably made a Scald there, definitely could have, but I guess I just came in with this thing. The extra farm on this is really nice too. He's gonna surf me. I'm just gonna farm this thing all the way down, especially with it being debuffed. I actually do a little bit of an interesting play here. I noticed my win con is my Typhlosion, so I actually stopped tapping there because I want to come in with Typhlosion and get an extra Incinerate. He comes in with Quagsire, so far I've been hard countered all game, but Typhlosion has such a high attack that the Blast Burns are still going to absolutely cook the Quagsire. So he gets both my shields here. I throw the Blast Burn. He's going to let this go, and it actually kills. And then he's going to come in with Skarmory. I could just double Thunder Punch, and then I have a Moonblast on my Whimsicott. Now, if you look at my matchups, Whimsicott was against Skarmory. Sorry. Polyrath was against Lantern, and then my Typhlosion was against his Quagsire. So, I mean, it's pretty much a hard counter, but it's just the game, the Shadow Pokemon are so flexible that I'm able to take that win. Game 2, another really tough lead here. Gonna save swap my Typhlosion. I think you could save swap whichever one you want. I kind of like Typhlosion more because I think it's more flexible at getting shields and stuff. So did that. Can go double Thunder Punch here and either take switch or get both his shields. And with Whimsicott not really being able to do anything against the bat or against the Slant Slash, just gonna come back in. I don't need to use shields. I want to put it all on Polyrath. So farm that down. He's going to come back in with this thing. And I'm going to go into my Polyrath, and he's going to come in with Mandibuzz. Now, I'm just going to go straight Icy Wind here, so I'm going to shield the first one. I was debating whether or not to let these go and then save it for the drill run. But 2 Aerial Aces would kill, so I needed to shield something. Now, I didn't want to take it out there quite yet, because I thought that if he got to a drill run, he's able to take me out. I mean, I could have probably thrown the Icy Wind. It was pretty much a 1 game. Undercharge it just slightly. We CMP tie, but my Whimsicott was able to get a bunch of energy off of the Annihilate. Coming with a Moonblast and gonna take out the Sand Slash. Next up, we have a Clodsire lead. He actually swaps out. He must be running Mudshot, Earthquake, Stone Edge. He comes in with a Mantine here. So really, that's a core breaker here, like I was telling you guys about earlier. I'm gonna throw the Moonblast. He actually shields, and I'm like, I totally didn't even think about going right into my Typhlosion because Typhlosion's got Thunder Punch, which is gonna one-shot. But I'm up a shield now, so I'm just gonna throw this Thunder Punch. He's actually gonna let it go, so it works out perfectly for me there. He comes back in with Clodsire. Now I got a Blast Burn. Blast Burn's gonna totally cook anything. I mean, even the Shadow Quagsire you guys saw did over 50% health to it. So I'm gonna throw this Blast Burn. I think he's at 3 right now. He's gonna take it out and then able to farm down. He comes in with Dugong, and Polyrath is an absolute wall to Dugong. So I'm just gonna get these. I decided to go for Blast Burn just because it does more damage. And then, I mean, it doesn't really matter if I would have swapped out or stayed in there. It's going to be game over. GG's to that opponent once I take out this Clodsire. Next up, we lead into another Skarmory. So far I've lost all the leads. Gonna save swap my Poliwrath again. Remember, it's just such a good save swap, especially with like what Whimsicott loses to. It's a very good save swap. He comes in with Goodra actually, so I mean I can just Icy Wind the heck out of this thing. And then I'm gonna go ahead and Icy Wind it again before he gets to his next move. If he shields this, he's double debuffed, and I can live a Thunder Punch, I'm thinking. Thunder Punch is not a very strong move, and there's no stab on it. So I definitely live that. He comes back in with Skarmory. I'm going to come in with my Typhlosion. And I don't know what he had in the back, but it was game over, so GG's. Here we got Annihilate lead. He loses that, so he's going to come in with Dugong. Now, I don't think that you can farm Dugong down all the way. Yeah, no, definitely not. So I actually need to throw my Scald. I think I could have went Icy Wind there, but I didn't want to risk it, so just went with the Scald for the guaranteed. Here, I throw at the last possible second because I don't want him to debuff and then get more farm on me. But I don't know what he was doing there. There's really no point not to farm me down or take the extra damage. But he close combats me and he comes in with a Basti. So Basti is another one of those like slightly core breakers to this team. Poliwrath obviously craps on it, but you got Whimsicott, Seed Bombs, and Typhlosion Blast Burns, so I think you can handle it, you know. Yeah, so I need to keep on letting off all of these Seed Bombs. He's not shielding anything. He's just gonna keep letting these Seed Bombs go. So I'm gonna come in with Typhlosion, and my win con here is just to farm this thing down. And yeah, GG's. That's going to be the end of the set, so we got to 2789. Next up, we lead into Lickitung. Lickitung's a little awkward. You can't quite make it to 2 Moonblasts. I mean, you see I just made it to the Moonblast. He's going to let the Body Slam off, and I'm right at 50 health, so I mean, I've done it before. I've always died to the second Body Slam before I get to the second Moonblast. See what I do here. Yeah, so I decided just to go for the Seed Bomb for the guaranteed damage. And I'm counting right here. Right here, I count to 7, right? And the third Body Slam is going to be 11. So I'm like, okay, he needs 4. Apparently, he was at 8. So he's actually going to get this Body Slam off. I wanted to get all this energy on Typhlosion. There I go. Yeah, I made a little bit of a misplay there. I should have went right just for the Thunder right away. Thunder Punch right away. But he's going to likely a bait there, but if he lands an Ice Slash, he can pretty much just farm me down. So I shield that. I actually let this one go. He's only at 7, so he wasn't quite at the Shadow Ball, if I remember correctly. I go for the Icy Wind. That doesn't even take it out, and he comes in with a Mantine, and it's just, there was no chance of me winning that game. Next up, Whimsicott into Guzzlord. Great lead here. I also have Poliwrath for it in the back, so if I can keep switch here, I can just come in with my Poliwrath and destroy it. But here he comes with an Azu. Don't really have an answer for Azu here. But I get 2 Seed Bombs off, and I'm like, okay, well, I could just go right into my Poliwrath, farm this down. I can tank a Play Rough on it, so I do that. It does a good amount of damage, but I'm able to farm it down, which is really nice, and probably get to another move. Here I throw the Icy Wind. I should not have done that. I should have tried to let it farm me down as much as possible before I debuff it. Now he's just getting more farm. But I do make it to another Icy Wind, so I mean, yeah, it's looking really rough though. I can't come into my Whimsicott, or I guess I could. Maybe my plan was to sweep with Whimsicott. I mean, Typhlosion really doesn't do very good against this Guzzlord here, so I want to keep the Thunder Punches, or I want to be able to use Thunder Punches on the Jellicent. That's kind of my thought process right now. But also, if I can get both these shields here, I can come in with Typhlosion, and it'll do totally fine, because I could just destroy the Guzzlord with it. Here or destroy the Jellicent with it. He's going to throw his energy, and I'm going to up a shield, and Thunder Punches, you just pace the Thunder Punches so well, you know. So, gonna be able to make it to 2 Thunder Punches before he makes it to 2 Surfs and gets all my shields down. Alright, next up, Vincent. Another Guzzlord lead. So he's probably going to swap out of this one. He comes in with Feraligatr. I'm going to throw the Seed Bomb and then dip out to my Poliwrath. I think you could definitely just go straight Poliwrath here, because if he gets too much energy here, it could be kind of tricky. But he just top lefts. He thinks the game's over, so probably was, to be honest. Next up, we got a Skarmory lead, tough lead here. Just Poliwrath safe swap again. He comes in with Sableye, and I did not know Sableye won swap or won CMP, so if he does, I'm gonna use this Scald. He's gonna let it go actually. So I'm gonna take switch there, not really much of a fight there. And he's gonna come back in with Swampert. Now here I'm thinking I should have just thrown a move. Here I really wanted to see if I got the 2 moves, but also I was okay with him unleashing his energy because, yeah, I mean, I can pretty much farm this thing all the way down. I think I actually do farm it all the way down. Comes in with the Sky Attack. 5, 6, yeah, so he died with the move pretty much. I'm just gonna use 2 Blast Burns on this thing. His win con probably is that I throw a Thunder Punch, but I think that he just loses no matter what. So GG's. Next up, Chestnut. Good lead for me here. He has nothing to threaten this thing with. He comes in with the Skeldurge. You can't really go into, you definitely actually can't go into Poliwrath here, so I decided to go into Typhlosion. I'm hoping he baits here, I think. Yeah, I just called the bait. He baits. I'm going to throw the Thunder Punch. So at least I can get a shield. If not, I can come down and farm down with Poliwrath. And then I have Icy Winds for the Chestnut. But I want to save my shield, so I'm going to come in with Whimsicott. And then come in and farm down with Poliwrath. Here. Actually, I really wait to throw the Icy Wind till I think it's gonna kill in range, you know. So he comes gonna go superpower, and then he's gonna go another superpower likely. Oh, Frenzy Plant. Okay. Not quite able to farm down there, so I farm up as much as possible. And my win con really is something super squishy in the back, or something that Whimsicott can win. So comes in with a Typhlosion. I'm able to Scald it and take the win there. Next up, we got Dugong in the lead. A little bit of a weird lead here. You could swap out to Typhlosion, I think, but you got super effective Seed Bombs here. So he's going to shield that first one up, which is actually great because your back line up shields does absolutely amazing. I'm actually going to swap out here, save that Seed Bomb, and then also possibly be able to use the Moonblast later on. He's going to come in. He's probably going to Icy Wind bait me, but no point in really risking that. So I'm going to go Blast Burn against this thing. He lets that go. He's not even able to make it to another move, so Typhlosion just put in absolute work, dude. Even debuffed, able to destroy the Annihilate like that is pretty crazy. Gonna go for the Blast Burn to make sure it KOs. Thunder Punch probably would have KO'd, but I'm gonna come in with my Poliwrath next, kind of catch this move. It's Icy Wind, so comes in with Cresselia. Now we're talking a little bit of a tricky game, possibly. I'm gonna Scald this. No debuff, not really too big of a deal though. He's gonna throw his move. Likely going to be a Grass Knot, but still gonna KO. And now I have a little bit of health left on my Whimsicott. So I'm going to Moonblast. And then I'm going to go right into this. Here, I should have just thrown the Thunder Punch. I didn't even know I had a Thunder Punch, actually. So I wait to kind of see if he comes with the Dugong, because I thought he had a move, but I don't think he did. And throwing the Thunder Punch to take out the Cresselia. Then we got another good lead here. So kind of been like splitting good leads and bad leads. Here, unfortunately, I do have to use a shield. Drill Run will absolutely destroy Shadow Typhlosion. But I may have all this energy against the Annihilate that's going to come, or the Annihilate that's going to come back in. So I Blast Burn it. He's going to shield that up. So I pretty much get my shield back. Get both the shields, actually. He's just going to farm this down so he can threaten my Whimsicott. And then I'm going to, this puts it into Seed Bomb range, Seed Bomb range, so it's perfectly good to me. He Shadow Balls me. And he makes a really good catch here on his Dugong. Fortunately, it doesn't matter because I can just come in with this thing and farm it down. He top lefts, and it's a good game. Here, Dragonair lead. I mean, this is what I'm saying. There's so many Dragon leads, so many Annihilate leads, so many Lanterns. I mean, my first set, I played 5... Not didn't record it, but I played 5 Water Gun Lanterns in a row. But Of all those leads, Dragonair might be actually one of the better opposing leads because he's just investing one shield. He's going to take me out. He still has a decent amount of health, so but I decide not to shield that one. I'm going to come in and counter it down, get some energy on my Poliwrath. He comes in with Quagsire here. I'm going to scald it, just do the most damage as possible. And then he's actually going to throw a move here. Not sure what he's going to throw, but I mean, he throws Aqua Tail. And then he throws another Aqua Tail. I'm kind of hoping that, I don't know what I was thinking, that maybe one Incinerate would kill here. Definitely, I mean, it's definitely not going to kill. I don't know why I thought that. But it forces me to use a shield here. And my win con probably is he has a Skarmory in the back, which he does. He tries to make a catch, and that just ensures my victory because I can just Blast Burn it. This Blast Burn gonna send this Skarmory into Oblivion. Goodbye, Skarmory. Next up, we lead Whimsicott into Deoxys. I don't really see many Deoxyses. Thinking about it, he's probably running Psycho Boost and Thunderbolt, so I'm not gonna use any shields in this matchup actually. I just go for the Seed Bomb. I thought maybe 2 Seed Bombs plus the Fairy Winds would kill. Realize it doesn't. He actually swaps out into Lickitung. Now Lickitung answering with Poliwrath, I mean, you are using counter, right? But it's not as good of a matchup as you think because you could Power Whip. He doesn't even build up to Power Whip though, so I'm chilling. I'm gonna throw right before he gets to the next move. This is gonna take it out, and he's gonna come back in with Deoxys probably. Let's see, yep. And I actually CMP tie. He's probably thinking I was gonna go for a Scald, so he's gonna throw that. The Psycho Boost is definitely gonna take me out. But now he's debuffed, and if I come back in with this thing, I think he was 1 away, but no, he's probably right on the move, actually, I don't know. But he comes in, he catches on a Gligar, which is just actually perfect for me, though. Because I can just double shield and farm this down, or depending when he throws his energy, I can just throw the Thunder Punch. So I'm going to throw this Thunder Punch, and then he's just I'm going to throw another one, actually. I want to get it off before he gets to another Aerial Ace. And this is gonna, if I shield this, next move's gonna kill, and I have a Thunder Punch stored. I'm just gonna throw that Thunder Punch, and that's gonna be game. That Typhlosion is just, it paces so stinking quick with that Thunder Punch that, I mean, even against a Gligar where it's resisted, it's still gonna do decent damage and, I mean, help me win. Here, he comes in with Goodra to answer my Typhlosion safe swap. And I'm going to actually bait, because I think if I bait here, then I can farm down. If I can get the 2 Thunder Punches, I can farm down with Whimsicott, come out with a bunch of energy. This thing, knowing likely Aqua Tail and Thunder Punch, isn't going to do anything to Whimsicott. So I can come down, farm this down. He's going to throw another Thunder Punch. I feel like Aqua Tail is probably the better move. Oh no, so he's energy dry, so I actually want to come in with Poliwrath to get some extra energy on it. Comes in with Altaria, so I'm going to throw his Icy Wind right away to farm it down as much as possible, or so he doesn't get, his Dragon Breaths don't do as much damage. Definitely going to shield this up. And my lose con is to Icy Wind the Empoleon when it comes back in, so I'm going to throw a Scald. And he lets that go, and I can just simply punch this thing down. He's at 1 health, so I can just come in with Whimsicott and take the dub there. That's actually going to be the last game of the video. I'm going to be claiming my 5-0 set, catching my Lickitung as a reward. And if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to let me know just by hitting that like button so I know you guys enjoy these type of videos. Getting to 2882, that put me number 4 on the leaderboards. And that's going to wrap up the video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.